usually the time where we talk about nonsense or we talk about something random. Barrett, have you got anything random to share?
Well, I was just playing on the ladder with this team that Captain Aura made, and it sucked, dude. It was so bad, you know. Like,
Throw him under the bus.
Like, bruh, who helped you make this team? Damn, it was ugly. But apart from that, yeah, everything's pretty normal. How about you?
I mean, I'm not in the mood of throwing people under the bus per se, but you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay. I know my. I know.
Okay.
I don't get it either. I don't get it either.
I have not got anything crazy to say because I have just been doing lots and lots of, honestly, editing and then watching us back and laughing about it. So that actually is a bit weird. Is that weird?
No,
because that's pretty much what I've been doing.
I mean, to be fair, I was a massive fan of your ground on a hill, really happy.
Oh yeah,
watching the sun just eclipse it.
Well, it just got really bad.
It was very very funny. God. Just the image of KayDee just slowly walking its way towards a podium. Considering who we've got on as a guest tonight, I was like, they would love that. Waiting to be streamed, sitting in a chair, and he's just like, you know, the moment before you actually do your battle and you're sitting in the chair and you're just waiting to be told to go and do your match. Everyone's watching you in the crowd. He's like, oh, what's happening here? What's going on? And then he turns to the right and he's like, why isn't KayDee walking on the stage?
Be very inconspicuous about the whole thing as well. Just
KayDee's like,
try to fit in there, not being weird about it, but just slowly you can see psychic terrain.
Exactly, and then just like KayDee's just whispering like, follow me, and then just like behind it is Landorus. Tornadoes, like look at it. Oh, like here comes Iron Crown. Iron Crown's coming.
The image of KayDee like coaxing somebody, like, come here quick, I want to show you something, come over here, and then it's just around the corner, just Lando and Torn just beating their hands like this, just
doing their best esports poses, you know.
Yes, ready.
They're preparing themselves.
Right, and then just like, oh no, what even makes it better is that you've got Lando and Tornadoes, right, arms folded, and then you've got Ogre-Pom, who is the happiest little ogre girl, just dancing behind her with the doomstick. But yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the London Corviknights podcast. I am your host, the man who does not give presents. He gives iron bundles out to people. Iron Mac 404.
That was a good one. I like that.
You are welcome. And with me is the man who puts Screamtail to shame. It's Barrett C9.
Oh, that was really. I like that one as well. Thank you.
You're welcome. Train delays have advantages. Also, hello Kai, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome on in everyone in chat as well, who's joined us. Obviously, we'll keep in touch with you throughout the stream and throughout the recording tonight. But Barrett, it's not just us tonight, is it?
Again?
Not another one.
Another one.
No, of course, we are joined by one of the very talented VGC players out there, the man who has actually achieved quite a lot this year, and someone who I looked up to very, very much. It is KayDeeVGC. Hello, KayDee. How are you doing, buddy? Welcome on in.
Hello. I'm doing great, man. Just having a good time, having a podcast, just enjoying, you know.
Oh, that's too kind. I'll slip you that £20 later. But yes, good to have you here. Good to have you here. How are you doing first and foremost?
I'm doing great, you know, just chilling, you know, off season, just playing a little bit of Pokemon, just trying to prepare for the, you know, the regulation that's going to be after Worlds, which is probably going to be double restricteds or something else. I'm not really too sure, but probably something with restricteds. Yeah, just having a good old time, just resting, just getting ready for next season, pretty much. So
you are hibernating, ready to unleash your unleash your terror onto the world.
Exactly.
To be fair, KayDee does have a sound on his Twitch channel where I believe it's just literally you shouting "what," which turns out to be quite popular.
And also the one about getting crit. That's also
I love getting crit. I love it.
I have to credit KayDee with permanently changing the way I say sad and mad in my mind for it now being sage and mage. In my house, we don't say sad and mad anymore. We say sage and mage, and that is because of you, KayDee.
Nice. I'm glad I can have some sort of influence on other people's daily lives as well.
KayDee's dedication to society, though. Actually, to be fair, there was a lot of things we could talk about, which we will talk with KayDee later on when we get the interview bit part with him. Because I have a couple of things I would like to share with the community about KayDee, which makes him probably amazing at VGC. But I thought, first and foremost, should we quickly go through some of the things we found on Twitter this past week. So there's this Amoongus image. Silence Amoongus. A safety goggles is talking.
This is pure Incineroar. All the Incineroars have been running around with safety goggles.
I actually almost find it weird to see one not with safety goggles on anymore. I don't know where I've seen this before. I must have seen it, but it's like Incineroar peeking the safety goggles down with the big smile, and every time I see it now, I just think of that.
I know which one you're talking about. My favorite image is still the Incineroar. You know, they replaced Tom and Jerry with Incineroar creeping behind a door and just be like, hello. Every time Incineroar is about to be legal in the Pokemon VGC world, that image pops up and I always laugh my head off. It's just so well done and it fits Incineroar like a cup of tea, you know. Another image that I thought we found quite amusing was this.
New copy pasta just dropped.
Yeah, new copy pasta just dropped of SSJ Whale Lord just saying, hello, I hope you have fun and learn something from this game. I must warn you, I will win. I've been as high as 1695 points before, a tier above you. So really, this game won't pose much of a challenge to me. So apologies in advance.
Just like, if you send that in the chat every time, that's absolutely hilarious.
Isn't it? And it's just like, you know, but I'll still be taking notes on how you perform, just to see if you've got any potential.
Yeah, I was super intimidated, but then they added the hair on it, and I was like, "Oh, this is probably a child now." No.
Yeah. Like in my mind, I instantly thought Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Like I instantly thought, you know, you can't beat me, Yugi.
This guy's got way too much spit in his mouth at all time.
He has nothing but Exodia cards in his deck.
He's top decking. No, he's top decking.
He's top decking. That's a legal officer.
He is SSJ though, so we can't really do anything about it.
That's true.
He's way more powerful than I am.
I mean, to be fair, KayDee, has there been any weird interactions on Showdown you can remember? I'm pretty sure there must be one.
There's plenty of like Italians that are like always getting really pissed off. There's this one guy, I think he's called I Mule, I think. Every time you play against him, instantly you have like 10 spectators. They all just spam the chat full. So I usually just keep the chat on mute. But it's always really funny playing against Italians because you can always see how passionate they are about VGC. And then if there's something good doesn't go their way, just send out all the rage that they have.
I tell you what you could do about that. I don't recommend obviously doing it. Of course, the European Championships is on at the moment, football-wise. There was a video going round of Italian fans and Albanian fans meeting each other across the street, and this Albanian fan took out, I kid you not, like a packet of spaghetti, like uncooked spaghetti.
Oh, did he break it?
And he broke it.
Did he break it?
Yeah, and he snapped it in front of the Italian fans. And this one, obviously it was all done in good humor, but this Italian fan literally was screaming and like pretending to cry, and he's going, "Oh, mama!"
I think I've seen that one.
It's so funny.
That's
brilliant.
Like
that's
I'm
so
imagining
good.
just you doing that with the Italian VGC players, just breaking the spaghetti with Ndidi. Chiyu's in the background, just going, "Good, excellent." Oh no, wait, sorry, we don't talk about Chiyu with KayDee.
Oh no, Chiyu, that fish is gone.
That fish is dead to me. I'm gonna fry it, cover it in batter, serve it with chips.
It's in a box on its own, pretty much. It's none of the Pokemon's in there.
Do we need to extend the burn the paper meme from Chiyu from like 4 episodes ago?
Burn the paper, burn the KD.
Burn the KayDee.
Miss overheats.
Miss overheat, burn the KD.
It's so rude. It's so bad. You shared this, Barrett. Oh yes, the new Rinyu Sun.
Oh my god! What is this new Rinyu Sun?
I retweeted this as well, and the person followed me.
There you go. Barrett is our undercover Rinyu Sun guy now. Like he'll just come back like a spy and just be like, "I know its weakness."
Yeah, it's Scarf Charizard.
It's the scarf. I mean, to be fair, like it's like an empty tin can or something, didn't you? With the Tinkerton.
Or is it poker chips or whatever?
Yes. Yeah. I love that.
Like, what is it? Is that supposed to be metal coat?
Yeah. That's
I think it is. Yeah.
I had no idea, and I was just like, rusted stuff.
Somebody's had the spam out of that.
We had a good feast.
It was Sation, that's why it's not here. That was some old spam.
Oh my god, we live in those days. Moving on. This was a surprise.
Oh dude.
I cannot believe this. Tom Hayden, who we spoke about last week regarding the way Pokemon VGC was heading for next season, tweeted out saying, "I told Beanie I was getting Burger King for dinner," and he said, "Come on, dude, you can do better than that. I'm loving these chicken fries," but he's 100% right. So KFC just said, "We're sending you and Beanie some beanies And a KFC gift card for his honesty.
Incredible.
Pokebros' meme down here also. KFC VGC, 3 letters.
3-letter gang.
KFC are aware of Pokemon VGC.
It'd be funny if people started putting, if they really started memeing hard enough and they got a dedicated fan base, as an homage to the VGC community, all of the KFC fans start putting KFC after their names on their handles.
Oh my god, yes. I will honestly start doing that.
That's my new
KayDee
rebrand.
KFC.
KayDee KFC.
Even better, VD. No, wait.
No, I know what you're trying to do. I mean, to be fair, KD's just sounds like it's an actual location. KayDee KFC.
Yeah.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I really want to know what they got and if they have got it yet.
I think he tweeted a picture.
We need to find.
I do know he said because KFC tweeted at him, he's given a $25 gift card to the winner of a tour he's running.
Oh, what are they doing?
Oh, yes. Have you noticed this? Sorry. They've kind of changed the way you search for events on their event finder site with these Badoops.
KFC.
Sponsor Tommy Tuesday, and I'll order right now.
There it is.
Oh, there he is.
Happy lad.
Tommy, I mean, to be fair, saying Tommy Tuesday is going to be finger licking good this week out of context is a bit.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. You do what you do in your own time.
And for all you KFC fans, just saying, I think it'd look cool if enough of you did it. Just put it in your handle. We won't judge you. We do it.
I'll make my alt account on Showdown KayDee KFC now.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll get an alt account and I'll call it Iron Mac KFC.
The KFC gang is.
Oh, guys, have you heard of that new esports team that's running around? I think they're just called KFC. Get KFC to actually create a esports brand. Do it.
They actually managed to get the heavy affiliation enough just because both the things end in a C.
Yeah.
That was it.
I always liked KFC chicken. I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that because I'm, looking for attention. I'm
just saying, by the way, Bill Gates, this could have been you. So you never responded to our DMs. So. You want us now? You want us now?
Oh, yeah, because PowerPoint replied to a VGC tweet. Like, what on earth is going on? Right, last thing, this brilliant edit that Professor Ragnar put together when trying to say about balanced teams realizing that COTRT might actually be a fraud again. This was actually taken from, I did my research. This was taken from literally last week's episode of WWE SmackDown. Someone who was like a long-term friend of the people who are attacking him betrayed him. Basically, COTRT, you need to go bye. Yeah, see you later, and goes for a table. And I'm just saying this now. That is a proper table. That's not like something to cushion his fall. That guy who took that power bomb took the full brunt of it. Oh, and he is in his 50s. Jesus. I just want to point out, absolute legend for taking that. But like, this is so on point though. I love the edit of Raging Bolt. Just the whole time is just sassy.
Staring at him.
Yeah. It's the sass.
Like, get him.
Yeah. It's the sassiness I love it as well. It's just like, yeah, I did it.
He's just standing over them, like.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I did. I mean, look at him. He knows what he's done. Like, and he's happy about it.
Does kind of make sense. They put it the right way around. Rillaboom and Urshifu do tend to do quite a lot of the heavy lifting, and Incineroar just kind of has to be there and be like, yeah.
Incineroar's my hype man.
And he's really good at it as well.
Incineroar is my hype man. That's a tweet. So that's all the shenanigans really that we've.
Psst, subscribe.
For people who don't know, the reason why we have these segments is because Barrett, once a week ponders to himself about certain Pokemon, and he just feels as though he needs to tell us, which I'm not going to stop him. On this podcast, we're in this together. So I'm going to ask Barrett very politely right now, which Pokemon have you been thinking about this week, Barrett? What subject? What is your...
Okay, guys. The Pokemon of the week is... Volcarona. Volcarona is a bug and fire type Pokemon that debuted in Generation 5. Having existed since the beginning of VGC, Volcarona has a decorated VGC career that has players still going back to it after all these years of power creep. So what does Volcarona have going for it that makes it stand out after so long? With a fantastic 135 special attack, it's no wonder Volcarona has seen some usage. Coupled with its all-important 100 base speed, meaning it competes with the other fast fire-type Pokemon like Charizard and Entei, while also outspeeding other important threats like Arcanine and Hydreigon. On the surface, Bug and Fire typing might not sound like a good combination, with Bug having a lot of common weaknesses, but the Fire typing actually balances out some of those weaknesses, leaving it with just 3 weaknesses to water, flying, and a 4 times weakness to rock. In early generations of Pokemon, good flying, water, and rock moves were incredibly difficult to come by, meaning Volcarona didn't have much to stop it from setting up a Quiver Dance in order to sweep the game. This was so threatening that Tyranitar became a good way to handle it with a combination of Rock Slide and Sand Chip. However, sets adapted to make sure that it could handle anything that got thrown at it. It could be Lumberry to handle with status conditions, or Fire Gem to make sure that that first boosted Heat Wave does all the damage needed. Full out offense isn't the only thing Volcarona has been used for. With a combination of the moves Rage Powder and Flame Body, Volcarona can assist his partners by redirecting opponents' moves away and also threatening to burn physical attackers in the process. This support set still sees some usage in certain formats, particularly being positioned next to strong Pokemon like Xerneas to threaten Pokemon like Mega Kangaskhan or Urshifu. With so many options to pick from, multiple impressive results going up and down the competitive scene, Volcarona looks like it's going to stick around for much longer to come.
Just want to point out some really nice things that I found on the Pokemon Center while looking at, because I have a Volcarona plush. I don't know where it's gone. It's on the display somewhere. I'll have to try and find it. Maybe next week we can show it. But there's some really nice items on the Pokemon Center. There's this nice sleeves of Frostmoth and Volcarona. But there's also a really lovely playmat where half of it is Frostmoth and the other half is Volcarona. Honestly, buy that just to lean my arms on.
I have a fun fact. Yes, so the first ever VGC team I used, like in back in Spikemuth, actually featured a Life Orb Volcarona.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes, because I remember you telling me in stream once, because I was battling someone else, and you were like, okay, but what about Life Orb Volcarona? And I was like, hello?
Yep. Yeah, so that team was super cool. Back in Spikemuth, we didn't have like Dynamax, etc., so it was really cool to like experiment with no legendaries. So I tried a team that my friend made, which was a Volcarona Life Orb with Quiver Dance set, with Heatwave Buckbuzz, and also had Scarf Dracofish with Talonflame, Registeel, Regieleki, and Rillaboom, which was very cool team that I first played VGC with.
Sounds right.
Once again, Barrett, thank you very much for choosing Volcarona this week. Next week, find out which Pokemon has dominated Barrett's thoughts. That's what I think it should be, just classed as, is just what Pokemon has dominated Barrett's mind.
How much money has he made?
To be fair, like, I always thought if we actually had the money, I would absolutely love to have a video of you, like, in old Victorian garb, under a tree with, like, a quill and a piece of paper, pondering about which Pokemon to write a poem about this week or something.
In my mind, the show has like loads of cutaway scenes and we're on set and stuff, and that is like the Pokemon of the Week cutaway is like me on top of a hill writing it, being like, and today the Pokemon of the Week is, and then it just comes up in like nice calligraphy writing.
Yes.
Volcarona.
Yeah, Volcarona. Now we're going to talk more about VGC and Twitter. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Yeah,
at the bottom.
Sorry. Yeah, part 2. I have had a very long day.
It's okay.
Right, so we obviously have quite a few things to go through. However, I did want to start off by showing off a video that Pokemon released. Pokemon released a video today. I think it was today. It must have been a few hours ago. Okay, maybe yesterday, today. It's only, encouraging people to go and play at your local Pokemon League. Because, of course, the rules are changing, like we discussed last week, and they did confirm it in between last week and this week, basically everything we talked about last week. Like I mentioned, this video is supposed to encourage people to go play at that local Pokemon League. Of course, we can't play the audio because we'll get copyright for that. This is interesting to say the least. Like, I have never visited a store, first of all, that's this big, like with that many tables and that many smiley faces. That does not happen.
Yeah, no. Everyone's just super serious, got their headphones on. Everyone's just
exactly. Like, people are like, why are you running that? Like, that's the trailer that they dished out for the new Pokemon rule set, which actually we have a copy here, which was given out last week. So obviously you can see the numbers here, the championship invites between TCG, VGC, and Go. As you can see, the number for Masters has decreased significantly to 75. To put this into perspective, someone was telling me last week, apparently like this year, there's a good like 350 to 400 European players that have qualified for Worlds. to decrease it to 75 is massive.
Yeah,
that's
like,
a massive
I don't
reduction.
know how much percentage, but it's like a lot. It's like 70%. I don't know, 60%.
Okay, so if we took it from 400, it would be what, 15%? That's a staggering number. But also, what I noticed on this thing as well was Latin America and Oceania have had a significant decrease. Middle Eastern, South African players, good luck.
No.
There was a rumor going around that apparently they're encouraging these players from Middle East or South Africa just to join another region.
Oh, okay.
Just fly over real quick, you know, just
just
do that.
Tolerate different time zones for your sake. I don't think this is true personally, because I don't understand the logic behind that.
Doesn't seem like a very Pokemon thing they would do.
No,
but
so it might just be a case of they're still working it out.
It is still a work in progress, I think.
Yeah. I know that there are people that I have known who live in countries that aren't actually currently recognised by the Pokemon company as having a VGC circuit, and the problem isn't as much that, you know, they've got dual citizenship, for example. They also could just play from a different country in theory, but they don't want to because they feel like, well, I want to represent the country that I actually live in, thank you, rather than have to just go over and say, oh yeah, I suppose I'll pretend I'm from Oceania, you know, something like that.
I have a funny story about that, actually. When I signed up for Liverpool Regional and it asked me what nation am I representing, a friend of mine said, hey, you can represent numerous nations, can't you? Because you're not really English, are you? I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, you said it yourself. Your dad's from Scotland. Your mum's from Northern Ireland. And I was like, yes, but where do those countries fall under? And he was just like, and he said to me, he was like, yeah, you can represent Scotland or Ireland. And I was like, yeah, okay, right. Look at this list of nations and tell me what flag do they come under?
As a multicultural
I'm a
person
multicultural UK man.
Obviously, I'm only joking. Obviously, there are different cultures, and obviously, you know, but
Wales, for example.
It's funny.
You can't forget about the Welsh Barret, honestly.
Yeah, sure.
That's true. You know, with the dragon. But yes, so obviously the system has changed. You can see the challenge points for league and global challenges, how many points you'll be getting for those. I don't quite get these terminologies still, like the BFL. I don't know what BFL is.
It's a best finish limit. So basically, if you have, let's say the BFL is 4, so you can only have a maximum of 4 like results. So let's say you have 3 first places and 1 fourth place, then only if you play another local, you only get you have to get first place, because otherwise you could just get no points, basically.
Yeah, so you have to beat whatever your previous one is, otherwise you get nothing.
Yeah,
that gauges us towards the most important big change, I think, that we haven't mentioned, which is that there is no CP bar now. It is just a top 75
in your region.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, you can't grind for CP or anything like that anymore. It is purely just, hopefully, you know, even if you had a really great beginning of the season, if you don't keep playing, that's...
Actually, this is just my personal point, and I want to just reiterate, this is literally my personal point. I think this is disgraceful that juniors and seniors is so low. How are you supposed to encourage players to, like, from a young age to do this when you're literally only inviting 20 of them throughout Europe? But
like the thing that's in the gray area, like apparently like regional winners and like people that are like not included in this list, I think it's just basically just only people who have like the CP. It's like because regional winners and like top 4 IC get worlds invites, I believe, like direct.
Yes, so they mentioned it somewhere.
Not counted.
No, they don't get counted in the top 75. I think I watched Michael Kelch's video on it last night, and he mentioned that if you do win an IC, you are no longer in the top 75 for your region anymore, because you're already qualified. So that does technically mean there will be more people. But what happens if, for example, this ain't gonna happen obviously, but if I go win NAIC and I just robbed all of the North American people from getting a world's invite because a European guy wins it, right? Does it count out of the Europeans?
Oh my god, this is going to be
75, or does it count out of the Americans 75?
This is going to turn into a political situation, isn't it?
I think it's probably based on the region that you're like playing for. I think so. If you're,
I hope so, because otherwise, you know, the United Kingdom's going to have to write an apology letter to the United States, like full-on news conference, being like, "We're really sorry that one of our UK players won NAIC. Barrett has been reprimanded for his actions,
Yeah.
and he
I mean-
will
I mean,
apologize to the entirety of America.
I mean, Alex Gomez won the last one, so
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrett apologizing to him. He does a tour of apology going
Yep,
through
and-
every state of America.
And in proper European fashion, they took my Amoongus away from me.
Yes. Yes.
my Amogus and my Incineroar have disappeared.
Then you start like a GoFundMe campaign to like get that Among Us back.
Yeah.
You write a freaking petition to get the Amogus back on your team.
He's like
Yeah, and I
100,000 signatures needed, and all of them is just Danny.
I'm trying to get people to put. No, it wouldn't be Danny. She would not want me.
Danny would try to get that post deleted.
Yeah, she'd be like taking it down.
Okay, hang on. So Barrett makes the petition to get the Among Us back, but Danny makes another petition to get rid of Barrett's petition.
And that one made the news. What?
Unbelievable. Just clarify as well about the money situation as well for cash prizes. Obviously, there's TCG, VGC. For regionals, masters get 6,000, juniors and seniors get 1,000. I think, if I remember correctly, this was the same amount anyway.
I think it's £1,000 less because of the Goldango reduction. Less Goldango means less payout.
Yeah, there was no happy hours on the same turn.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll let you have
No,
that.
make it rain.
I'll let you have that. I don't want to give you that, but I'll give you it. And obviously, international championships as well. 50,000 for the winners.
I think it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like that's pretty much the same. Worlds, 30,000. All age divisions, I should point out, which I think that's changed, because I want to say 30 grand was only for the winner for Masters.
For Masters, yeah. I think I was right. I think it was maybe 20,000 maybe for junior and senior, or 15,000. I don't remember exactly, but
I feel like 15,000. Don't quote me on that, though.
this is the interesting about the Swiss rounds. So apparently there's only going to be eight Swiss rounds instead of 9, which is interesting, and also like less day 2 Swiss rounds, so that like I think it's like an asymmetrical top cut now.
Yes.
So it's like if you get like the same amount of wins as the lowest player, you'll play like in a top cut basically, and then you just go until you have a winner. I think it's interesting. I haven't really read too much about it, but it's quite interesting.
From what I've seen, it's that, but yeah, like how you said, basically whatever the best result would be, which would basically be the equivalent, I think it's at X and 2. Everyone at X and 2, or whatever that place would be, I think it's the 8th place. Everyone in that position now cuts, but it then moves off the Swiss and into a bracket tournament, which is theoretically good because it means that you get to make top cut and go into the ladder tour, and if you manage to cut through and then you just got to do the clean sweep to the end, you have to do maybe 1 to maybe 2 more rounds depending on how big the tournament is. The disadvantage is if you're a really consistent player who gets all the way through Swiss until you hit, maybe let's say you go undefeated, right? You go, let's say there are only 8 rounds of Swiss, 8-0, and then in the first round of top 16 you could get knocked out, which would technically get you knocked out much earlier than you would have previously.
It's top 8.
Yeah, you'd still have to be ridiculous. You'd have to be cracked to get there anyway, so it would be a match-up situation at that point, and that would be really unfortunate for that player, but you feel that good. Hopefully you could do that again.
I feel as though with you describing that, though, I feel like the only reason why they did that was because they want to create the headline. Guy goes through all of the hurdles to win a regional or wins the international. Because we've seen it in Limitless, we've seen it in double elimination tournaments, we've seen it in all sorts of other esports where it's a team doesn't do very well to start off with and literally has to jump through all the hoops to get to the final to win. I feel like Pokemon are trying to do the same thing here.
Yeah, and also it doesn't feel like, of course, like it doesn't feel great to bubble out. Let's say you finish 9th and on like opponent win percentage. It's also like solves that issue as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the example of Liverpool last year. We had, I want to say, we had under 1,000, just under 1,000 sign up.
We had like
so 970?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's like
so
around 8 or 900.
Yeah, so instead of the 9 rounds we would have done if this format was the same, instead we're doing 8 rounds. Day 2 would be 3 rounds, and then, like you mentioned, KayDee, would be the bracket with the symmetrical malarkey. I guess it does create a bit more drama and it will produce more matches. I'm a little worried that this is going to burn out really quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, of course, when the first regional drops in September. We'll have to see when how it works, etc., and if people like it or not. We have to see. We don't really know. We can only speculate so far.
We do have a fair few, which is literally running all the way to the end of the year. Obviously, do expect more regionals to be announced later on down the line. There are numerous reasons why they haven't announced every regional so far. Probably because one of the reasons might be they're still organizing it with the venues that they're trying to get a hold of. Another might be just it is too early to announce it, and they will announce it maybe after Worlds.
Usually they announce it after Worlds.
Yeah, or thirdly, and the most least likely is that they generally don't know.
Yeah.
Let's hope not. But
I have heard plenty of rumors. Like, there are many people on Twitter trying to share their opinions about like why the UK hasn't had an announcement yet. Some of my favorite ones is because Liverpool stinks.
Okay, cool.
Somebody said move it to Manchester because Manchester United. Why does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Another person was saying that they believe we are going to have multiple UK regionals this year, which won't just be Liverpool. Somebody was making the argument that they should actually hold a regional for each part of the UK, which I thought, that's not a bad shout. Like, have one in Scotland, have one in Wales, have one in England, have one in Ireland.
Oh, I wouldn't mind.
I think that'd be quite fun, because then, yeah.
I'd love an Irish one. It'd be so easy to get to.
I would more than... I mean, obviously, Republic of Ireland is very different to Northern Ireland. I need to make sure people understand that.
Yeah. Two different places, guys.
It's very different.
But I could see Dublin getting one over, say, like Belfast, just because the venue sizes are very different. An Edinburgh or Glasgow regional, like I could just go back to my, I go back to my homeland,
and you'll get the home field advantage as well. So
exactly. I will set up the Scottish terrain. And like all you hear is bagpipes, and KayDee's like, "Oh my god, I cannot beat this Scottish power."
Scottish terrain is just raining and grassy terrain at the same time.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Like just bagpipe, just me singing Loch Lomond in the background, like a traditional Scottish song of my people. Although actually saying that, joking aside, true story. When my other half went to Edinburgh with her sister for the day, they did like a day trip up to Edinburgh for the hell of it. People who know me, who've seen me about, my full name is Alex McFarlane, right? McFarlane is a very historic name up in Scotland. So if you go into a gift shop, you're more than likely to see my name pop up on like various gift items because I'm one of the founding families of Scotland. So they're on the flight back from Edinburgh, right? Her sister turns to my fiance and just goes, Can we just talk about your boyfriend? I'm a little bit concerned." And she was like, "Why? What's wrong?" And she's like, "Is your boyfriend famous or something?" Because we kept going into a gift shop and we kept saying his name. And she was like, "Oh, no, it's just McFarlane's a very popular name up in Scotland." She goes, "Oh, so he's not like part of like some Scottish royal family, or like, is he like a defender of Scotland?" So she basically made it sound as though I've got all of like, I am just it's me and a bunch of stack attackers like on the edge of Scotland between us and Carlisle in England. None shall pass. Stack attacker body press.
The King of the Wolf and the Great Wall as well.
The Great Wall of Stack Attacker.
He's the wall against the north and the King of the North himself.
She had it in her head for a little while that whenever I wasn't around for like family gatherings and whatnot, it's because I was doing my shift up in Scotland for the wall.
God.
So anyway, I thought that was funny to share.
The funny thing is we're all actually royalty somewhere. Just everyone is, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's why KayDee's so good at video games.
Yeah.
Stop that in his family. Some of the regionals here, we'll just go over them quite quickly. Baltimore is the first one that KayDee mentioned, of course, September 13th to the 15th. The first regional for the Europeans is Dortmund.
Yeah, it's the same venue as this February, I believe.
Brazil, Latin America, they're getting their first one, literally the same weekend as Dortmund. So that will be interesting to cover.
I would do double headers now. Nice.
Yeah, of course, Peru, early October. Kentucky, Louisville. To make it sound as though it's freaking... Sorry.
We've been talking about Kentucky quite a lot this episode.
AFC has just come back.
Yeah, we do talk about birds a lot, don't
Yeah, we talk about a lot of birds in Kentucky and pride. So, Kentucky on the 11th of October, followed by Lille on the 19th. Gdansk, I'm glad Gdansk is back, actually, because I heard a lot of positive...
Nice to see the Polish people.
Yeah, I've heard, like, Gdansk was actually probably one of the friendliest regionals to go to last year.
Amazing.
Which I'm gutted about because I literally get married a week beforehand, so I probably won't be going to Gdansk. Because I was thinking about going to some of these regionals, but it's like, yeah, I kind of have to have the wedding first before anything else.
Kind of more important. Like,
It is a little bit. It is a little bit. I picked up my wedding rings recently as well. It's like, like Argentina getting a regional as well. Union Convention Center in Sacramento, California on November 22nd. There is a bit of spacing for these ones as well. Stuttgart will be the last regional in November. Stuttgart was a regional last year, was it not?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was
I thought so.
also around the same time, around December.
And then Colombia gets one early December. And the last one of the year, quite fitting actually, Canada.
In Toronto.
In Toronto, in December.
Nice.
Expect a lot of snow teams. Put your abominous nose back in those Pokeballs, please.
I know we have mentioned Christmas quite a lot already. And I am, you've really helped me build up the vibes with the bundle references.
It's coming. Christmas is already around the corner, man. It's gonna start soon.
Give us so much joy.
I'm just thinking that we were playing a different regulation back last Christmas, and it really does now feel like such a whimsical time.
Whimsical?
Before Reg G and Reg E and Reg F, it was such a whimsical time.
You remember writing to Santa about your hydro pumps?
Yeah.
Please hit them.
Please hit them.
Dear Lord.
Santa, please. Santa, baby. Please let me hit those hydro pumps tonight.
KayDee,
Don't make me release you.
Don't make me release you. I don't care if you're shiny.
Dude, I've released like 4 iron bundles. I think they're all shiny.
Oh, no. Just
Years.
point out as well, Latin America International is actually in November this year.
I think it was last year as well in November, I believe.
I kind of thought it was later though. I was kind of surprised when I read it was November because I kind of thought that's a bit early for an international championship.
I think it was November, I think, last year as well.
Yeah, in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, that to be streamed this time because I know it was streamed last time, but it wasn't very well advertised, if I remember correctly. Hopefully that changes this time. The European internationals are coming back to London in February, literally the weekend after my other half's birthday, so I've had to beg.
It's 2 months earlier this year, which is interesting.
I was going to say, it is a bit interesting that we're getting it slightly earlier. I don't know whether that's a scheduling thing.
I think it's mostly, like, I think OCIC was, like, usually in February, and now, because they got rid of it, now they moved it, the London one, to February, which is interesting.
Oceania losing their international. Oh, so yeah, it's the same place, Excel Centre in London. You bet your ass I'll be there, probably spectating.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
So everyone do say hello. And then finally, of course, North American Internationals, June 13th to 15th, pretty much the same time as this year. I want to say maybe a week difference.
Later. Yeah, it's like a week later, I think, this time.
Again, from New Orleans, though. So New Orleans getting
really
NAIC 2 years in a row. Right, we're going to have to race through probably some of the last bits now. This was an interesting tweet by Duncan Crawley saying about how exclusive of Pokemon Worlds answered the question with 3 figures. This is how many people qualified over time from each regional.
It was a point that they were trying to say that it was a reflection on what making a more exclusive
Worlds and thing would be.
Yeah, event actually looks like, because they've been doing it with the TCG for a while, I think is what they were implying.
Right.
So they try to say that TCG players tend to it did not increase the popularity by making their worlds more exclusive. However, in the last year, VGC and Go have increased in popularity by a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
So it looks like they're making the opposite decision to what they have already seen doesn't work, unless they're trying to do the double down strategy where they're saying no, the problem is that it's just not exclusive enough. And there's a lot of people here, and the TCG people are the poor TCG people are losing out because there's only a few of them, and everyone else is making them not feel as special anymore. So we're going to have to change that. I
do remember we had a conversation, KayDee, didn't we, about your locals? I want to say you were saying you've been quite lucky in that regard.
Yeah. So yeah, I can talk a little bit about that. So our TOs already were hosting these things for the TCG, so they were already qualified, and they were already doing both VGC and TCG, so we're quite lucky in that. You
just keep hearing stories about how unlucky some people have been, and it's generally heartbreaking in a way. That makes a really good point about the exclusivity of Pokemon Worlds. This I found this is I found this quite funny.
There we go.
Yeah, it turns out, stop being poor.
I hadn't tried that.
Stop.
That was my bad. My bad, guys. I hadn't tried.
You just need some money.
Don't treat yourself. Buying that treat is a luxury item.
You need to save up for Pokemon regionals. That's what you need to do. You need to compete every single regional.
Complete.
Every single IC.
Get that platinum trophy.
Get those wallet warriors out.
The wallet warriors. Yes, so actually, believe it or not, Pokemon is aware of the feedback people are sending them. They made this statement earlier last week. Just saying, thank you everyone for your feedback to the changes to be implemented in the upcoming 2025 competitive season. Evolving our competitive structure is an ongoing process, and we value our community's sentiment and suggestions. In the meantime, please keep providing us with your thoughts. We look forward to continuing to mature the competitive ecosystem, in order to provide the best experience possible for our players, fans, and spectators. I think this is really important for them to make that statement. Considering the manner in which we were given this information, that statement, I think, has calmed the nerves of quite a few people. Also, why are they shadowing out Ogerpon? We all know it's Ogerpon.
It might be a fifth form.
Fifth form?
That'd be cool.
Ogerpon Rage Fit? I don't know.
A new Annihilate.
A new Annihilate. That's what we need.
That'd be kind of cool.
Mousehold Ogerpon.
Mousehold. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, honestly, it was really important that they made that statement. I want people to understand by making that statement, they've already showed that they cared a lot more than what other companies have done in the past. Other companies in the past will probably just message saying like, we're hearing you and you don't get it. So like, for Pokemon to make this statement is important, and like we've mentioned last week and the week before, like, please do keep giving them feedback, but please remember to be constructive. I have seen so many where it's literally just you're talking rubbish, this is bad, without actually providing any reasons as to why. Obviously keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see obviously what happens and see what plays out in the future. Last but not least, we keep thinking there's no other events and then they come back with more.
And then freaking Malaysia, and then I had the freaking regional.
Yeah, it's like literally Asia are just like, okay, so the Western world is done, now it's our turn.
Hey, look, there we go. Let's go. No way.
Number one team.
Look at all them Pokemon.
Look at all them Pokemon. Me and Barrett like literally joked after NAIC to be like, oh, it's done now. We could just literally wait for Worlds. Nope. Like, let's have some more nationals. So obviously this was Calyrex Shadow Rider won this national, which I think brings its total up to 4 for wins this regulation. I want to say actually now Shadow Rider is probably the most successful restricted in this regulation. I might be wrong. It's either this or Terrapagos.
I think it's Cali Shadow, probably. I have to say. I don't remember.
No, I don't remember either. Smeargle, Volcarona, Terra Water Volcarona with safety goggles.
That's it's, I would like Life Orb, but unfortunately it's just not schools get destroyed. So
interesting thing about this one as well is running Will-O-Wisp. So just in case you don't get a burn from your ability, I'm going to make sure you get burnt.
I don't know how much percentage chance, like in the 90% probably, to get like a burn plus like Willis thing. So I think it's like something like that, in the 90% at least.
Why do I feel like this person, like, because there's a lot of Terra Grass, Terra Water, Terra Fire and whatnot. I feel like this person just got like a select number of Terras, put them in a bowl, just shook it about and just brought with it. Okay, this is fire.
Really hates Amoonguss. Like he has like he could have like 6.
Absolutely hates Amoonguss.
I mean, fair enough to be honest. Like
Amoonguss like laughing in the corner.
The trader's like, mate, Amoonguss, I'm not even going to bring you this time. How many Amoonguss counters they've got is actually ridiculous. Just let them put all of the field, okay?
Why does that sound like the beginning of a prank video? Just being like, hey guys, I'm not going to bring my Amoonguss.
This guy's great friends with Danny with the Amoonguss hate.
Yeah, they're like shaking hands. The runner-up, of course, was the Zamazenta team, which I think we covered before on this channel. This sort of core Barrett with the Zamazenta Rilla, Rapid Strike, but with Raging Bolt, Pelipper, Chenpao is a very common partner for Zamazenta, I feel like, in this format, just because of that defense drop, but also Chenpao being that dark ice type actually complements the fighting steel.
Yeah, and you've got that Choice Band Rillaboom on there. I'm a big fan of the Choice Band Rillaboom.
I'm a big fan.
Big fan.
The other top 4 was consistent of our favourite Dragon Ball Z, Zacian and Regidrago with the Chi-Yu, Ogerpon Wellspring. Another Cali Shadow team. I feel like we've seen that 6 before as well.
I think I had Smeargle. I think it had instead of something else. I think because that's what's.
Oh no, Clefairy. It's Clefairy over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some differences in there.
Yeah, I think
But
that's what Eric Pearson announced. So I think Alex Gomez were running like with
Yes.
those 6 at least.
So Terrapagos top 8 with Calyrex, Ice Rider, Miraidon was in there as well. Another Terrapagos team there. The only thing that kind of interested me about these was the fact that there was an Indeedee and Comfy on the same team.
And the Rillaboom.
Yeah.
It's like a 3.
So I was like, I want you to be fine. It's like protect the king, but the king is like
protect the president's freaking thing here.
it's like
It's so strong.
it's such a, get down, Mr. President.
I'm just imagining every time Rillaboom and Urshifu jump in front of a bullet, it's actually just them U-turning. They're like,
Just
"Mr.
U-turning
President,
into
get down."
Terrapagos is just like, what happened?
He's like, Terrapagos is, what happened? I don't remember anything was going on here. I didn't see nothing.
Barrett, that is extremely disrespectful. Okay,
It's great to see you now all of a sudden.
I need you to listen. Indeedee, I used Indeedee, Psychic Terrain, brilliant terrain. People didn't ask for the Trump impression, but you still got it.
No, I'm sorry about that.
It just slipped this way in with the president thing. So.
It worked this way there. It always does.
Wasn't it? But yes, just to clarify though, the top 8 got a invite to 2024 Worlds. Top 2 got a round 1 bye as well as the travel award.
It doesn't matter if you win the event.
It's basically reach top 8 and you're there. Like,
I mean, you get like a trophy, I guess, for like first place. I think.
Like a trophy.
can you imagine if it's can you imagine if it's like
that's pretty much it.
Can you imagine if it wasn't a trophy? It was just it was like a Comic Sans certificate.
You guys get a Comic Sans Pokemon card.
Yeah, like well done. It doesn't even say congratulations. It says well done.
It's just like a Pikachu thumbs up. Good job.
Good job. Oh yeah, no, it's the smiley emoji with the thumbs up next to it.
Yeah, and the certificate actually said all of their natures as well.
Barrett's seething. Like, he's so angry he accidentally rips the paper just by looking at it.
Just very bold.
Yeah, it's very bold. Yeah, I can't tear it. It's laminated. No.
Oh my god, yeah. They laminate the certificate just for Barrett. I would be interested to see how they're going to continue these nationals next season, whether they're going to continue doing this whole like top 8 goes to Worlds but top 2 gets a travel invite, or whether they rejig the Asian nationals to behave similar to the way our competitions are going to be run. I have no faith.
I found this very interesting post. I found this interesting post as well on Twitter just like a few seconds ago.
Share it on Skype. I'll have a look.
So apparently, people from the circuit from like Asia can also compete and also earn like their championship things from in different regions, which is very interesting. From like winning a championship or like a special event getting top 4, they can actually like compete in other things as well.
That's good.
Which is interesting.
Maybe they are gonna treat it the same as us then. Instead of just nationals, they'll have like nationals, but they'll be treated like regionals.
Interesting though, that I know that they're going to try and increase the amount of like ICs that we do apparently. Like we might have 3 to 5, I've heard, but that might be just rumors. If they do that, does that mean that we get to compete in the Japan nationals and stuff, all the Asian circuit? I think it'd be cool if we could all compete in that. If they can compete in ours, it'd be great to be able to have an extra online tournament, even if it just meant competing in their nationals.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
I wouldn't want to do that because it's all closed team sheet stuff, but you know, it's interesting to try out. But
it's like it's like the running joke people say when it comes to like Brazilian football, where it's like the names of Brazilian footballers like Ronaldo and Ronaldinho and Adriano. Like you have like Japanese player, you know, like Tanaka and Yosuke and Kazuna, and it's just you know Barrett.
Barrett.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do kind of find there's something to think about that sometimes. A lot of people have got really cool names in the Pokemon community as well, in general, or they're all called like Justin or Alex.
Alex is not a good Pokemon name.
Alex, just
Iron Mac is better. But yeah, no, honestly, that's actually quite interesting. I'll be in. Yeah, we'll obviously try and cover it on the podcast if we see anything, if we learn anything going forward. That is it for tonight. We did it. You know, we did it, guys.
The only thing I would like to ask KayDee is, where can all of our lovely viewers find you, and is there anything you've got coming up that you would like to plug?
Well, you can just find me on KayDeeVGC on all socials, Twitter or X, YouTube. TikTok, whatever, Twitch. I am planning to do a few more streams with Regulation G, so keep a lookout for that. I've got a very spicy team with I got from NISC, which is Smeargle Cali Ice with Ursula the Bloodmoon and Electabuzz. So
Oh,
it's a very
okay.
interesting team.
We'll probably plug your YouTube channel as well. Look out for some excellent content on KayDee's YouTube channel. Me and KayDee have actually built a team together that was on KayDee's channel like ages ago. I can't remember which regulation it was, but we used Reggie Sneasler.
I'm gonna do this. Cart. There you go.
Over the corner. It's everywhere.
Card.
Click the thing in one corner. That one?
I think it's that
one.
That's
Yeah, that one. Thank you very much, KayDee, for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to KayDee's other half as well. KayDee was saying was going to spectate the whole thing.
She's just sitting there with it.
Oh, bless her. Oh, 10 out of 10. Thank you all for joining us tonight. You can follow us on Twitch. You can follow us on YouTube. Also, you can join us on the London Corviknights. We're supposed to do a roundtable discussion for next week, but I completely blanked and I haven't got a question. So, Barrett, what would you like as a question for next week's episode?
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If I mouth, you could dub over. So, the question of the week is...
Which non-legendary Pokemon deserves a Mega Evolution?
Probably the week after that, we'll figure out if we could get another guest on. But yes, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Obviously, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Everything you do can really help us out. As well as if you are a member of Twitch and you have a Prime account, you can use your free Prime sub to use on our channel. It really helps us out with getting merch, tournament money, all the live swings with that. What are we finishing this on?
Wrap around the character glasses, you know, it's being character here.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Right, in that case, it is goodbye from me, the guy who doesn't give out presents but gives you iron bundles instead, Iron Mac 404. He has been Barrett C9, the better looking Screamtail. And thank you once again to our special guest, KayDeeVGC, the master of the Psy Spam, Iron Crown's strongest soldier. Thank you all very much for joining us tonight. We hope you have a brilliant week and a brilliant weekend. Do remember to say hi to us at Discord. We love talking to you. We really do. And we'll see you next week. Much love. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.